Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GameOver Entertainment, and this week on The Walking Dead Wednesday, we're talking about The Walking Dead Michonne, Episode 3, What We Deserve. Now, this is the final episode for The Walking Dead Michonne miniseries, and I'm giving you my thoughts and predictions on what I think is going to be happening in this episode and things that we may see. Now, very unique and surprising to me, what I learned from Episode 2 was the teaser can be trusted. Yes, the teaser that we got from episode 2 leading up to before its release, of course, showed us a lot of footage that actually showed up in the episode. That was unheard of before this time. Before we would get a teaser with misinformation that we would not see in the future episodes to come. But now, I guess due to this new schedule that The Walking Dead Michonne is adapting, this tighter release dates, the teasers are more accurate. Probably because the episodes are already finished, in my opinion. Some polishing here and there, but I'm pretty sure the episode's wrapped up. So the teaser can be trusted, and I'm using that as a basis for this prediction. Now, as far as choices go carrying over into episode 3, kill Randall or not. Either way, it looks like in both teasers, Norma still chooses to attack you with her group, whether you kept your word and kept Randall alive or executed him right there on the spot. Either way, Norma seems to attack this house, so Sam's house is coming under fire, and we're going to have to prepare for that and her invasion. Also, we got the other big choice, I think, Pete, whether or not to let Pete go talk to Norma or, fight it all the way out with Pete by your side the whole way. Now, Norma may try to use Pete in a hostage situation because she knows that's the only thing she has that Michonne could possibly care about. And she may even use him as a bargaining chip to try to get her brother's life back if he's not already dead already and you haven't killed him. But in the end, Pete's life is still safe due to what we know from the comic book. One thing about the ending of how The Walking Dead Michonne has to end, it has to end a certain way because we've already seen this ending in the comic book. Some things are consistent, meaning that Pete and Michonne have to stay alive. They cannot die, and they're also going to get back on their boat, and they're also going to arrive ashore to meet Rick's group once again. So that has to happen. Now, I'm not saying we're going to meet Rick and everything else, but I do think Pete and Michonne are going to get back to the boat somehow or some way by the end of the episode, okay, in order to continue with the comic book canon storyline. And the last choice that may actually reappear in episode 3 again may be the choice of whether or not we kill Zachary or not. Alright, with Zachary possibly being an ally, coming in with Norma, right? But switching over sides to help out Michonne in the end. He did help us out on the boat, so maybe he want to help us out again when he sees us in trouble, if he's along with Michonne's group. Or otherwise, if we did kill Zachary, then his boyfriend may actually be on Norma's side, and we may see him fighting against us with Norma. Now let's talk about the mystery of Michonnes Daughters. Now this is Michonne's primary goal, to kind of find out what happened to her daughters. That was the mission in the beginning. Now we've gotten a little sidetracked from that pretty much big time, but I can tell you that I think we're going to find that answer by the end of the episode. If you just look at the title art for the episode 3, you can see Michonnes Daughters in the foreground here. So they're going to be a big focus of this episode. And some things that we learned in episode 2 is that Michonne is figuring out what happened with her daughters through her hallucinations, which is, like I said in my previous theory about Michonne already knowing the answers locked inside of her mind, probably put away by her repressed memories due to this traumatic experience that she saw. So I think Michonne's going to be unlocking that portion of her mind to find out the true fate of her daughters and what became of them. So Michonne's going to have to hallucinate again in order to find out the answers about her daughters. She already knows the answers, but I guess she just put it to the side, man. That's why her daughters are haunting her, and I believe that's why her daughters never have any pupils. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Since their soul is no longer on this plane, that's why they have no eyes. Alright, that's my thoughts about the daughters and how we're going to find out about that. Because there really is no other area or space for us to really explore more around where Michonne used to live at to find her daughters. And if by any chance Michonne happens to stumble upon some physical, tangible evidence about what happened to her daughters, unless she gets some type of big clue from these hallucinations, I'm going to have to cry false. Because we're not even worried about that. The story's not even geared toward that right now. So that's what I think about the daughter situation. Now, as you can see right here, Michonne is digging a grave. Now, this scene is actually present in both teasers, the one leading up to episode 2 and the one leading up to episode 3. And now we got a pretty good guess on who this grave is for. At first, when we saw it in the first teaser, you can see that is Michonne's shoes. But now in this teaser, they switch it over to Sam's shoes. So this is Sam digging a grave, and the only person she'd be digging a grave for is her father, probably putting him right next to her mother. And this is probably something we'll see early on in episode 3. Now, as far as everybody else, I think we're going to end on a good note with this episode. As far as like people keeping people alive and stuff like that, we may lose the caretaker of this place, or we may lose Sam. One of those two possible final deaths could be possible. I don't think any of the children, the boys, Sam's brothers, are going to perish. I think they're going to be fine. We're probably going to come up with a plan to get ready for Norma. Maybe set up some more traps like we did with the walkers, so when they do come in the front door, that's when they all start getting messed up. And one of the main climaxes is going to be when they actually burn down the house. Probably Michonne and the people are going to barricade themselves inside the house, and that's when they decide to, like, just burn this whole thing up. I want to see it all in ashes. Order from Norma. So we're going to have to take her down and probably figure out what we're going to do with these kids along the way. They're probably not going to be able to come with us, but we're going to get them situated in a manner where they be able to survive on their own with some kind of caretaker. That's why I said either Sam or that other new woman, I forgot her name, is going to be surviving through this. Alright guys, so that's pretty much my predictions on what I think is going to be going down in episode 3 right there. Curious to hear your thoughts about it. Now, we already know it has to end a certain way. Like I said, it has to end that way. Or maybe Telltale's trying to add some more episodes onto The Walking Dead Michonne, just like they did with Minecraft Story Mode. So like, hey, surprise, 3 more episodes for The Walking Dead Michonne. I don't know. But if not, then they have to end it with Michonne and Pete back on that boat. And then Michonnes Daughters, that mystery needs to be solved. That was the main reason. That's Michonne's main motivation right now. Well, maybe not right now, but for having this whole storyline is Michonne's main motivation. So we need to find out the answers, or this is all going to be for naught. Just a misadventure along the way back to Rick's group. Hopefully not. Now remember guys, this is just my prediction. Yes, that means I am guessing what is going to happen. I do not know. So, hey, take this for what it is. It is not written in stone. I could be completely wrong. It has happened before. Okay, we'll have to just wait and see what Telltale decides to do when this episode comes out, which should be less than 3 weeks away. So yeah guys, tell me your thoughts about this in the comments down below, and give me a thumbs up if you did appreciate this, and I'll catch you guys for another Walking Dead Wednesday next week. You guessed it, on Wednesday. Have a good one. Game over. Out.
I spent a lot of time in low places. Where you only have your thoughts for company. And those can be mean, nasty. You want to believe all lives and all deaths have a purpose. Believe me, they don't. It's true. Things always fall apart. But we're the ones who bring them down.